Hello, my incredible tribe. Welcome back to the channel, where we relentlessly pursue our best selves. Today, we are not going to sugarcoat anything. We are diving headfirst into a truth that's as uncomfortable as it is vital. Your inertia, your complacency, that insidious whisper of later. It is not just harmless procrastination, it is actively eroding your potential, systematically dismantling the very fabric of your aspirations. And dare I say it, it is killing you, albeit slowly and subtly. We often fall prey to the illusion that tomorrow always offers a fresh start, a clean slate to rectify our today's failures, conveniently overlooking the fact that each unseized moment accumulates into a lifetime of missed opportunities, a haunting symphony of what-ifs that echoes through the corridors of our existence. It's a convenient fallacy, isn't it? To delay our dreams under the guise of rest, to lull ourselves into the tranquil abyss of inactivity, a place where our capabilities rust and fade under the weight of neglected ambition. Let's face it, the sheer volume of potential that lies dormant within each and every one of us is astounding. Talents unacknowledged, dreams unpursued, a wealth of human capacity just waiting to be ignited. Yet sadly, many of us choose to remain in a perpetual state of slumber, oblivious to the magnificent possibilities that slip through our grasp each passing second. The harsh reality is that the only difference between where you are now and where you yearn to be is the conscious, unwavering choice to break free from the chains of inertia, to rise above the comfort of mediocrity, and to plunge into the exhilarating yet daunting arena of active creation. This isn't some airy-fairy pep talk. This is a stark confrontation with the very nature of our existence, an urgent call to action to reclaim our lives from the clutches of stagnation. The very act of breathing, of existing, implies the capacity for growth and change, a fundamental truth that is often obscured by our self-imposed limitations. The limiting beliefs we so readily embrace, the fears that paralyze us, and the excuses that we so skillfully fabricate. The path forward may seem shrouded in uncertainty, riddled with doubts and obstacles that seem insurmountable, but let's be honest, anything worthwhile is rarely easy. The real magic lies in the consistent, persistent, and unwavering commitment to move forward, one small step at a time, irrespective of the obstacles that may try to impede your journey. The world is not going to wait for you to find your courage. It expects us to seize the initiative and carve our own paths, to leave our individual imprints on this world, not as mere observers, but as active creators of our own destiny. And this journey, this relentless pursuit of self-improvement, begins with the courage to acknowledge and confront the uncomfortable truth of how our own inertia is holding us hostage. Chapter 1. The Anatomy of Laziness. We must dissect the beast, so to speak, to truly understand why we succumb to this insidious force known as laziness. It is not just about physical inactivity. That's only a surface symptom. It is a deep-seated psychological battle, a complex web woven with threads of fear, procrastination, and a lack of meaningful purpose. Fear of failure. The paralyzing anxiety that grips our hearts when we contemplate the possibility of falling short, that nagging doubt in our own abilities, this is where laziness often takes root. It's a cunning defense mechanism our minds employ to shield ourselves from potential disappointment. But this avoidance, while momentarily comforting, only reinforces our insecurities and deepens the cycle of inactivity, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of stagnation. The very thought of venturing into unfamiliar territory, of confronting the unknowns that lie ahead, can trigger an overwhelming sense of dread, leading us to retreat into the comfortable confines of our routine, a self-imposed prison where we slowly wither, sacrificing our dreams at the altar of perceived security. Procrastination, the deceptive art of delaying, of perpetually pushing tasks to the back burner, is a close companion of fear, acting as a silent saboteur, convincing us that we have all the time in the world, that we can always start tomorrow, always postpone our efforts for another day, conveniently ignoring the fact that time, the most precious commodity, is constantly slipping through our fingers. The absence of a compelling purpose, the lack of a guiding light in our lives, is perhaps the most crucial ingredient in this unfortunate cocktail of inertia. When we lack a clear vision of what we strive for, it becomes painfully easy to drift aimlessly, to accept mediocrity as the default setting, and to succumb to the seductive allure of inaction. In the grand scheme of things, it is our purpose that fuels our passions, that provides us with the intrinsic motivation to overcome any obstacle, that guides us through the darkest of times, and that pushes us to become the best versions of ourselves. Imagine a ship without a compass, tossed around by the vagaries of the wind and the sea, constantly changing its direction without a clear sense of where it is headed. This, in essence, is the life of an individual without a purpose, aimless, adrift, and at the mercy of external circumstances. To combat the insidious nature of laziness, we must first become acutely aware of its intricate mechanisms. We have to understand the root causes that trigger our inertia, the underlying psychological vulnerabilities that we so readily succumb to, and the lack of a meaningful purpose that leaves us wandering in the wilderness of inaction. It's about acknowledging the uncomfortable truth of how we sabotage our potential, of how we allow our fear of failure to dictate the course of our lives, and how the lack of direction leaves us stuck in the monotonous cycle of unfulfilled potential. The answer, therefore, lies not in superficial fixes, but in delving deep into the realms of self-understanding, in exposing the hidden mechanisms of inertia, and consciously constructing a clear path forward, fueled by purpose, driven by passion, and illuminated by the relentless pursuit of our truest selves, because understanding the enemy is the first step in the battle to reclaim our potential. Chapter 2. The devastating impact of inaction. The consequences of prolonged inaction are far more devastating than many of us realize, extending far beyond just missed opportunities and unachieved goals. This pervasive state of stagnation seeps into every facet of our lives, impacting our mental well-being, our physical health, and the very quality of our human experience. When we consistently deny ourselves the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to challenge ourselves, our minds begin to stagnate, and we gradually lose our sense of wonder, our curiosity, and our inherent capacity for innovation. The very act of learning and exploring acts as a vital nourishment for our minds, a process that keeps our brains agile and vibrant, and without this essential mental stimulation, we risk developing cognitive decline, leading to a gradual erosion of our problem-solving skills and our creative thinking processes. It is as if our minds are beautiful gardens, requiring consistent tending and cultivation, and when we neglect this responsibility, the garden withers, transforming into a barren wasteland of untapped potential, a silent testament to our unfulfilled capacity. Physically, the impact of chronic inactivity is undeniable, with the human body being designed for movement and activity, not for sedentary living. And a life devoid of physical exertion leads to a weakening of muscles, a decrease in bone density, an increase in weight, and a greater susceptibility to a range of debilitating illnesses and diseases, many of which are preventable should we choose to prioritize our physical health and actively participate in our own well-being. We begin to witness the physical limitations, a gradual decline in our physical prowess, which further contributes to feelings of inadequacy and demotivation, creating a self-destructive cycle, one that makes it progressively more difficult to break free from the shackles of stagnation. This physical decline also has a profound impact on our energy levels and overall vitality, leaving us feeling sluggish, lethargic, and uninspired, significantly affecting our moods and our mental well-being, creating a vicious cycle of inactivity and negativity where each reinforces the other. Moreover, the societal impact of widespread inaction is deeply concerning, as we are all interconnected in this world. And when we deny our potential, we not only limit ourselves, but we also impact the collective progress of society, hindering our capability to come up with effective solutions to the multitude of challenges that we face as a global community. Every unfulfilled dream, every untapped talent, every missed opportunity represent a collective loss for humanity, a lost opportunity to contribute to the betterment of our world, a missed chance to leave a lasting positive impact on the society we are a part of. To truly thrive as individuals and as a society, we must actively encourage a culture of purpose, of growth, and of constant improvement. By creating an environment that celebrates initiative, values, hard work, and empowers each person to pursue their dreams, to contribute their unique talents to the collective pool of human progress. This is not about being relentlessly productive for the sake of it, but rather about understanding that inaction is not just a personal failure, but a collective setback, one that has far-reaching implications for the future of our society and our very existence. The price we pay for complacency is not just our individual potential, it is the collective loss of what we could have accomplished as a species, as a global community, and therefore it is imperative that we begin to understand the magnitude of the consequences of our inaction, the devastating effects it has on our lives, our well-being, and our potential contribution to the world around us. Chapter 3. Igniting the fire within. The good news is that this cycle of inertia can be broken. The power to transform your life lies within your grasp. It requires a conscious decision, a determined act of will, a commitment to step out of your comfort zone and start taking charge of your destiny. The first and most crucial step is self-awareness, a deep introspection into your own psyche, to understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, to recognizing the specific triggers that lead you to stagnation. It is about confronting your fears, about acknowledging the limiting beliefs that hold you back, and about developing a clear understanding of your own values and aspirations in order to construct a meaningful purpose that fuels your actions. Developing a growth mindset is essential, where you embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, and not as roadblocks or failures that define you. Cultivate the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, that your potential is limitless, and that your willingness to learn from your mistakes is far more important than achieving immediate success. This mindset shift is not about becoming perfect. It is about embracing the journey of continuous improvement, where failures are simply stepping stones towards growth, where every challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve, and every lesson you learn becomes an invaluable tool for future success. Setting clear, achievable goals is another vital component of this transformation, as a clearly defined purpose fuels your actions, providing you with a tangible framework to work with. These goals should not be arbitrary or vague wishes, but rather they should be based on your core values, reflecting your long-term vision, and they must be broken down into smaller, manageable steps that you can tackle each day, gradually propelling you toward your aspirations. Celebrating your progress is equally as important, as each small victory, each milestone you reach acts as a powerful source of positive reinforcement, sustaining your motivation and propelling you forward. Do not overlook the significance of these small wins, as these accumulative effects have the capacity to drive you forward even when you are facing obstacles and difficulties. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community of like-minded individuals is also crucial, as it provides you with the encouragement and inspiration that you need, and it acts as an accountability system, supporting you in your journey of self-improvement. Engage in conversations with people who lift you up, those who share your values, and those who motivate you to become the best version of yourself, as their perspectives will widen your horizon and provide you with the strength that you need to conquer your demons. Remember that change is not always easy, and that it often requires a great deal of effort and commitment. And it's quite normal to experience setbacks and difficulties along the way. What truly matters is that you maintain a positive attitude, learn from your mistakes, and continuously move forward, because the road to self-improvement is not a sprint. It's a marathon, one that requires patience, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in your own capabilities. The journey from inertia to action is not an instant transformation. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, growth, and continuous improvement. And it is a journey that is available to everyone who chooses to actively take part in their own destiny. Chapter 4. The power of consistent action. Transformation doesn't stem from a single burst of motivation. It arises from the consistent, relentless application of small, deliberate actions. It's the accumulation of these seemingly insignificant steps that eventually lead to profound and lasting change, and understanding that the power lies not in grand gestures, but in the persistence of effort, in the dedication to show up day after day, regardless of the challenges that you may be facing. This is where many of us falter. We become so focused on the end goal, on the grand achievement, that we neglect the importance of the daily process, the very foundation upon which all success is built. It is important to cultivate a sense of intrinsic motivation, where you find joy in the process of learning, growing, and moving forward, rather than focusing on the pursuit of external validation or the attainment of a final goal. This mindset shift allows us to develop a greater sense of self-satisfaction, not from achieving external successes, but rather from the very act of pursuing our potential, from knowing that we are actively engaged in our personal development journey. Incorporate practices such as daily journaling, meditation, or physical activity into your routine. And these consistent practices, these rituals of self-care, act as anchors for your day. They provide you with the necessary tools to manage stress and maintain focus, creating a framework that supports both your mental and physical well-being, enabling you to take proactive steps towards self-improvement. The concept of incremental progress is another crucial factor. It's the understanding that success is rarely a sudden arrival, but rather it's a gradual process of continuous improvement. It's about celebrating small victories while learning from the inevitable setbacks, knowing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goals. Break down your aspirations into manageable steps and focus on what you can accomplish today, rather than becoming overwhelmed by the enormity of your long-term vision. This approach empowers you to take action and makes the journey less daunting, allowing you to maintain momentum and avoid burnout. One of the most powerful forces that can propel you forward is accountability. And that means taking ownership of your actions, accepting responsibility for your choices, and making a conscious commitment to follow through with your goals. By publicly declaring your intentions, you create an external obligation that increases your motivation and your commitment to pursuing your personal goals. It is important to be honest with yourself and to acknowledge your failures and your shortcomings, learning from them instead of using them as excuses for inaction. Remember that the journey of personal growth is not a solitary one, and there is immense power in sharing your experiences with others. Seeking advice from mentors and engaging in collaborative projects, as these connections create a vital support network and provide you with the external encouragement that you need to remain focused and motivated. The transformation from inertia to action is a continuous process requiring constant self-reflection, adjustment, and adaptation. It's about embracing a mindset of lifelong learning, of understanding that you're never truly done growing, and that every single day provides you with a new opportunity to improve yourself, to challenge your potential, and to contribute something meaningful to the world. Therefore, understand that the secret is not to wait for inspiration, but rather to cultivate the discipline of taking consistent action, knowing that it is in the daily grind, the small persistent efforts, that the real transformation occurs. Conclusion: reclaim your life. Finally, my friends, we stand at a crossroads, at a pivotal moment in our lives where we have the option to either continue down the path of inertia, a path that leads to unfulfilled dreams and wasted potential, or to choose the road less traveled, the path of action, the path of relentless pursuit that has the power to unlock our fullest potential and propel us towards our highest aspirations. The choice is entirely yours, and it is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It is about committing to the journey of continuous self-improvement, about embracing the challenges along the way and learning from the setbacks. Knowing that each stumble is simply a valuable learning experience that brings you one step closer to your goals. Remember that your potential is limitless, that the only true barriers are those that we impose upon ourselves, and that every single day provides us with a new opportunity to break free from the chains of stagnation and to start creating the life that we truly deserve. Understand that your time is precious. You only have one shot at this thing called life, and therefore you should never let fear, procrastination, or laziness dictate the course of your journey, and that the world needs your unique talents, your individual contributions, your passions, and it is our collective responsibility to actively engage with the world, to overcome our inertia, and to become a force for positive change. So this is not a call for an instantaneous transformation, but it is a plea for intentional action, for conscious participation in your own life journey, and for the understanding that true happiness does not come from the passive acceptance of mediocrity, but rather it is derived from the active pursuit of your highest potential. I urge you to take a moment to truly reflect on your life, to acknowledge the ways in which you are holding yourself back, and to make a commitment right here, right now, to embrace the uncomfortable truths, to step out of your comfort zone, and to begin the journey of transformation. The journey may not always be smooth. You may encounter difficulties, and you may even feel like giving up at times. But please remember that you are not alone, that we are all on this journey together, and that by supporting and encouraging each other, we are capable of achieving anything that we set our minds to. Therefore, do not let your potential go to waste. Do not let your inertia win, and do not let your dreams die on the altar of inaction. Now is the time to reclaim your life, to ignite the fire within, and to actively pursue your purpose. So, what are you waiting for? The time to act is now. You've got this.